O Israel. The call never died. From the south, the lost sheep rise. From Mississippi soil where the history heavy changed in the land, but the promise still steady. Names got taken, truth got buried, but the word still breathing, never went missing. Lost sheep scattered, still hear the tone. Shepherd calling, saying bring them home. Not a rumor, not a myth. Ancient bloodline covered in stitch, no crown on head, no throne in sight. But kings still walk when they live upright. Priests in order, hearts in check. Walking the path of Melchizedek.
Order of Melchizedek. Hey, stand righteous, stand correct. No beginning, no end, we said. Walk in truth, no disrespect.
Order of Melchizedek.
Order of Melchizedek.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
From Tupelo we represent.
From Tupelo we represent.
Israel rise.
Remember that.
Remember that. Not here for hate, not here for noise. Here to rebuild men, women, boys. From prison walls to broken homes. Still hear our voice through flesh and bone. Teach law, apply the way. Faith works, lived every day. Not traditions handed down, but ancient paths we walking now. 12 tribes breathing, still intact. Truth don't change, that's fact. Scattered, warned, and gathered again. Written long before the pen.
Order of Melchizedek. Hey, stand righteous, stand correct. No beginning, no end, we said. Walk in truth, no disrespect.
Order of Melchizedek.
Order of Melchizedek.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
From Tupelo we represent.
In Tupelo we represent.
Israel rise.
Remember that. Remember that.
Who are we?
Israel.
What we teach.
Truth. Why we here?
Wake the lost sheep. Order, discipline, restitution, not confusion, restoration. No corner prophets, straight swing, no water down, truth or name. Study the word, live it out, let correction cast pride out. Fathers restored, mothers strong, families healed where it went wrong. Not perfect men, but hearts aligned, learning obedience one step at a time.
Order of Melchizedek.
Stand righteous,
Yeah, stand righteous.
stand correct.
Lost sheep pride, chains disconnect.
Covenant people.
Never reject. Order.
Covenant people. From the south to where you at.
From the south to where you at.
Israel, wait, don't you forget.
Israel, melt, you forget.
It's the order. Mutually remember. This is remembered. This is order. This is the call.
To the hall, to the lost sheep.
Israel lives.
All right, family. Check. Okay. Let me see here. We do it like this. All right. Scan that right there. That'll take you where all across the platforms where we are at. Scan that barcode right there. In case YouTube be YouTubing. You heard it here. What's going on? Because we ain't going to stop. Okay? We're not going to stop. We got to go out there face to face, and we be face to face sometimes. But yeah, it'll take you right here. You can literally type this in, and you'll come to the same link if you can't scan the barcode. All right? Now let's get into it. Devil's advocate. Now, you know, Mashiach said we're going to give an account of every idle word. You know, You know, our tongue speaks life and it speaks death. If you're speaking lies, you're speaking death. If you're covering for sins and wickedness, guess what? You are advocating Satan's agenda. It's that simple. Our lives going to either lead to righteousness or it's going to lead to unrighteousness. It cannot, will not be both. When you weigh your whole life in the scales, come judgment day, will your righteousness outweigh your unrighteousness? Or are you fighting to overcome, or are you fighting to stay in bondage? All right? Now, what Satan is attempting to do is run out the clock. He set up whole Bible cemetery schools to teach these false teachers and so forth. All right, Revelation 16:13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs coming out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, out of the mouth of the false prophet. So actually, it should be 3 there. But I changed it to see them spewing out because they're spewing lies. But you see 3. See that? 3 unclean spirits like frogs. So they're spewing lies. All right. Let me see. Let me go to this right here to kind of break that down. Revelation 16:13. All right. John records the person that what he personally witnessed while exiles on Patmos. Revelation 1:9-11. The phrase underscores that this is not mere symbolism. See, they love telling you that it's symbolism. See, can y'all see that? Y'all can't see that. Hold on. They love saying that it's symbolism. Some of it may be. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, let me see here. All right. They love saying that it's symbolism. Everything ain't symbolism. How we know? Because we see it happening. All right? All right. Born of imagination, but let me read this again. The phrase underscores that this is not mere symbolism, born of imagination, but a God-given revelation of future events. All right, there are references like the prophets before him. John is an eyewitness to the unfolding divine judgment. 3 unclean spirits. That's supposed to be actually 3 frogs. Okay? The spirits are literally demonic beings. Remember Legion? Legion, for we are many. And it's mighty funny that Roman called their soldiers legions. All right? Designated unclean in the same way Yahushua identified evil spirits. Mark 1:23 and Luke 11:24. Their number 3 mirrors the unholy counterfeit of the triune God. All right. Matching Satan's persistent strategy of imitation. All right. Let me go down here to this dragon. Okay, hold on. Let me slow down. Because you have to watch some of this stuff. I don't know what their theology is. I'm just reading this. All right. Let me see here. Let me keep it going. Frogs are declared unclean in the law. See, if you don't study this Old Testament, you don't even know what's going on. That's why these books don't make sense to some of you. And were instruments of judgment in Egypt's second plagues. Their grotesque appearance invokes revulsion and underscores the impurity of these spirits. Just as the Egyptian magician duplicated Moses' miracle and increased Pharaoh's hardness, these frog-like spirits intensify global rebellion against Yah. That's what I want to focus. Intensify global rebellion. See, Satan got his own prophets. And what did these prophets do? They say, you ain't got to do all that. You're doing too much. But we are commanded to do what the word say. See, and then we are commanded to do what the word say. All right. Notice the people in the video. Notice all these people. You got the so-called Pope of Rome. You got the dragon Satan, and you got the beast of Rome. You got let me show you what I mean by the beast of Rome. Well, I ain't gonna say the beast, the fourth beast of the Bible. How about that? Let me chill out. All right. Now, Daniel chapter 2, the great image, Nebuchadnezzar. All right. Now look at here. Legs of iron is Rome, right? And the feet, and this is still Rome. Let me show it to you in the book of Daniel. It said divided kingdoms. Okay. Yeah, the land mass is divided. Remember, the beast sits on 7 mountains. So Rome, Italy literally have 7 mountains. Or you can look at the 7 mountains of the 7 continents. But Rome, Italy literally sits on 7 mountains. All right, now. Let me. Shalom, family. Thank y'all for joining. All right, let me focus. All right. Revelation 13:1. And I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out the sea, having 7 heads. Remember, Rome. Remember, this beast is sitting on 7 mountains. All right, and 10 horns, and on his horn 10 crowns, and on his head a blasphemous name. Anything opposite of the word is blasphemous. Anything contradictory to the Most High will is blasphemy. So, if you're ruling the earth, and you done put your counterfeit religion all over the earth, your head is spewing blasphemous things. Unclean spirits like frogs coming out of the mouth of the dragon, Satan, out of the mouth of the beast of the Bible, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. These preachers and these priests of Rome. All right? Now, Revelation 13:2. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard. If you go back to the book of Daniel, 2nd chapter, the leopard was the part of Greece. And the feet of the bear the bear symbolized the Medes and the Persians. And the mouth of the lion was Babylon. And the lion was Babylon. Now, also, the mouth of the lion. You know, Mashiach is the Lion of Yahudah. Lion of Judah. They speaking blasphemous. They claiming that they are speaking the word of the Most High. But they are speaking words of Satan's lies. All right, look here. The dragon. The dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. I went over last night's video that Satan, during he was trying to tempt the Messiah, saying that he owns the kingdoms of the earth and all the riches and the wealth in it. The Messiah didn't argue with Satan over that. Adam gave this kingdom to Satan. All right? All right. Satan wants to run out the clock. Let me see what this is. That's those locusts coming out the pit. And you're going to find as the earth grows more wicked and more wicked and more wicked, the Most High going to start releasing angels out of the pit. And more unclean spirits. They got work to do. The people that become wicked. As the earth grow increasingly wicked, Satan's lieutenants and whatever else you want to call it going to be unleashed upon the earth. See, they're not talking about this stuff that's coming upon the earth. They ain't talking about this. They talking about their season, their harvest, and your breakthrough. Always. And some of them Some of them is preaching white supremacy, that slavery is good. I'm glad they think slavery is good, because he that leads into captivity gonna go into captivity. Since you white nationalists think slavery is good, good for you. Hold that thought. All right, now. Let me see here. All right. See this? Remember the beast I just showed you? He was like a leopard. He had the feet of the bear, and he had the mouth of the lion. This beast, I went over last night. This beast, Daniel couldn't. He described it, but he didn't name that it was an eagle. You have to go. You see down at the bottom, 2nd Ezra, chapter 11 and 12. Second Ezra, chapter 12, verse 11. The eagle whom thou saw come up from the sea is the kingdom which was seen in the vision of thy brother Daniel. But it was not expounded unto him. It wasn't given unto him to tell what it was. Therefore now I declare it unto you. Look at that Roman eagle. Still here. Matter of fact, let's get into some of that. Let me show y'all the beast that had the wound and yet live. Let me show y'all that. Let's go to the Bible. Let's go to some of these, let's have a review. Because some of y'all have seen this before. Y'all have seen it before. Let's just do a review for those who hadn't seen it. Let me see. Y'all might can't see that. Let me take something down. But I'm showing these. Okay, hold on. All right, let's see here. Right here. All right. Facet is a symbol originated from ancient Rome, representing authority and power. If Rome is gone, then what we looking at then? Huh? All right. It has been incorporated into various aspects of American architecture, not only American, but Europe. And government symbolism, including in buildings like the U.S. Capitol and the Department of Justice. It symbolized the strength of unity and the power of governance. What government? Because the Bible said the governance of the world is at enmity with the Most High. That's what the book say. Choose this day who you go serve. Reflecting the influence of Roman Republican ideals on the founding fathers. Let's go to some. Let's see. Let's go to some of these places. There you go, right there. Huh? The House of Representatives. See that? What Rome seal of authority? Turn your dollar over. Matter of fact, let me pull it up for you. These folks is advocating for the devil. They live in wickedness. Their laws mean nothing. They got laws for them, and they got the death penalty for us by way of their Roman centurions, the police department. All right? Let me show you. There you go. There go your Roman centurions. You wonder why we getting shot down out of here? Huh? You wonder why the slave patrol was created for the biblical Israelites? Huh? You wonder what's going on? Huh? Let me show you the one from Mississippi. Virtue and Arms. That's it. By Violent Arms. That's on the state. Let me put up state trooper. Let me put up state police. Let me show it to you. There it is right there. Y'all trying to figure out what's going on. The Bible telling us, oh, y'all can't see that. The Bible telling us exactly what's going on. Virtue and Arms. The Bible telling us exactly, we don't know what it looks. because they busy talking about their season, they break through, they busy preaching white nationalism, everything but the word of the Most High. In lies they trust. In lies they trust. Okay? But the beast that had the wound and did heal, I typed in last night, is Rome dead? Let me type it in tonight and see what I get. Let me just see what it get. Y'all see it in real time. Okay. The ancient Roman Empire may have fallen. That's the wound of the beast. See, you got the beast. It ain't no new kind of beast. It ain't. Hold on. Let me get up in here. I'm operating the way I normally don't operate. Hold on. It ain't no new kind of beast. It's just like in a book. If you was reading the story of the book, if Daffy Duck was the duck in the beginning of the book, when he started talking about the duck, if he don't bring in another, it's still talking about the same duck. Why is it when we get to the Bible, we lose track of what's going on? Because you got these devil's advocates out here. You got unclean spirits like frogs coming out of the mouth of the dragon, the devil, out of the mouth of the beast, the Roman Empire, the last beast that's finna be done, finna be deceased, and the mouth of the false prophets. If they got you busy looking for money, you ain't watching the heavens. If you busy hating black folk for no reason, what reason do you have to hate us? Because your father, the devil, he got them unclean spirits on you. If anything, we got a reason to hate you. And see, if you busy doing that, you ain't watching the sky. You ain't doing, that's what you ain't doing. See, that's what you're not doing. If you busy chasing the dollar, I know you got to live, but if money is your primary goal, let me help you out with a Bible verse. I'm all over the place. You cannot serve Yah and Mammon. Let me see. Let me help you. Let me see. I know it's in the Gospels. Let me be more specific. I'm showing y'all how to do this. Okay. Now that ought to narrow it down. Matthew 6:24. No one can serve two masters. Either you're going to hate the one and love the other, or you're going to be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both the Most High and money. See, the Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all the other going to be added. Him first, and he going to give you what you need. All right. Now let's get back to these Romans running around here. Get back to these Romans. They said the ancient Roman Empire, which was one of the most powerful empires in history, officially fell in the 5th century AD. But anyway, that's the beast that had the wound and is healed, because it's still here. All right. Now let me backtrack over here. Let's go to some of these police. These the military with Roman mottos. World military. Should have put out well. Remember, the whole world has gone after the beast. They trading with the beast. They following suit in abusing Israel, the real biblical Israelites. They're following suit. Let me see what this says. Many military units around the world use Latin mottos to convey their value and ethnic. Okay? Why not? Why not if they, let's just say, why not if they are English, why not use English? Huh? If they call, if they're American, why not use American? Huh? All right. I'm just showing you this beast still here, right up under the nose. You're busy listening and you listening to these devil's advocates. And the unclean frogs that's coming out of their mouth, the unclean spirits coming out of their mouth. You see, if you listen to a false prophet, you listen to lies, you love wickedness, and you just feed on that stuff that they coming out, those spirits is transferring. Because you're not fighting it. They are colonizing your body. Spirits love to have a body. All right. All right. For example, U.S. Marine Corps motto is Semper Fi, meaning always faithful. While the Australian Jaeger Battalion 26 uses Cartner Alit Vora, which transfers to Carthenians always ahead. See, even in Australia. But see, these the same people, y'all. These are the colonizers that went over the earth, like the Bible tells you, that this eagle was going to engulf the whole earth with much wicked oppression. Second Ezra. They done ate up the whole. See, the Bible told us this was coming thousands of years before it happened. And it happened. If you don't make it to the kingdom, I don't know what to tell you. I don't feel sorry for you. All right? Look at here. Then look. Turn your dollar over. New World Order. Ordo Noro Seclorum. Albania. I guess that ain't Latin. But anyway, this is Latin. See, here we are. But anyway, it's more. Let's get into these languages, these Romance languages. I'm going to show you some more of Europe, okay? That's how you got these folks going worldwide. Worldwide. They talking about they over there stealing the poor people in Africa, just robbing them blind. And they're talking about the Africans, they need us to rule over. No, they need y'all to go to hell. That's what poor folks need. They need you devils to go to hell. If they start praying against y'all, the Most High, he would move. But the people ain't praying. You know why? You know why the people ain't praying? Hold on. Let me see here. Let me show you why the people ain't praying, because you got these devil's advocates out there, missionaries out there lying and spewing lies to the people. That they ain't gonna pray if they don't know that they got a false prophets out here, they got a false gospel. They got lies on top of lies on top of lies. They ain't going to pray if they think their version of the Bible is the truth. In lies they trust. You still see videos over there today. Africans over there worshiping white folks dressed up like Jesus. Come on, family. Come on, family. How is it? The history track record of these people. We know what the history is. What group of people went all over the earth, stealing, killing, and destroying, and you know, sexually assaulting, all kind of stuff. They got churches literally made out of bones. Churches made out of eye bones, bone churches. All this history. They got heads of people in their museum, but somehow they done fooled the masses into thinking that they are the moral authority. Think about that. Behold, and no marvel, because Satan has transformed himself into an angel of light. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Let me get back up to the, okay, let me add this back. I'm thinking out loud because I'm using a function on here I don't normally use. All right. All right, now here go these Romance languages. The Romance languages are a group of regulated, I'm just showing you the beast language. Latin got children out here. These languages came from Latin. Remember, let me show y'all that. Daniel chapter 2. Daniel chapter 2. Let me see here. Daniel 2. Ezekiel, Daniel. All right, this is Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Daniel giving Nebuchadnezzar the interpretation of the dream. This is Daniel chapter 2. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. O king, thou, O king, art a king of kings. For the God of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven have he given into thine hand, and have made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. All right, remember the statue I showed you earlier. And after thee shall rise another kingdom, inferior. Notice the kingdom is getting more powerful and weaker at the same. They are becoming more morally bankrupt as they grow more powerful. Pay attention. Look, the second kingdom, every kingdom after Nebuchadnezzar is growing weaker and weaker in morality. Okay? And another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. Remember, the mouth of the lion, the bear, the leopard was Greece. You see that? And Daniel didn't know what he said. The fourth beast was dreadful and terrible, but Ezra, it was an eagle. All right, now the fourth kingdom shall be as strong as iron, for as much as iron break in peace and subdue all things. Could nobody make war with the beast? With this beast, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. See that? They all over the earth. They in Australia. They over here in the Americas. You understand? They everywhere. The kingdom is divided. The land masses is divided. All right. But there shall be in it the strength of the iron. The U.S. alone they had 800 military bases. See that? That's the strength of the iron. For as much as thou saw the iron mixed with miry clay. All right, now we're getting down to the toes. And as the toes of the feet were part iron and part clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. This is a weakness. This is a weakness. You're focusing on the military might. But it is a weakness. You're forgetting the part about the Most High, sitting on high. All right? Whereas thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Colonization. They mix their seed with all the indigenous people worldwide. Notice how they are the Africans. They the South Africans. They are the Native Americans. They are the indigenous people in Brazil. The indigenous people of South America. Huh? They mix themselves. This is colonization. Now you see what it is. All right. Well, look, they shall not cleave to one another, just as iron is not mixed with clay. You know, you got classism, racism, All right. So that's the weakness. The people ain't they are under oppression, but they are not necessarily together. They together against us though. All right. All right, and in the day of these kings shall God of heaven set up a kingdom. See, this is where we're at right now. See, the devil trying to run the clock out. He trying to run the clock out. If you're worried about killing Negroes, hey, you ain't worried about the Messiah coming back, catching you with your work undone. If you're worried about getting your money first and not worried about the kingdom, you ain't gonna make it. All right? You stop listening to those advocating Satan's will. All right? But okay. And in the days of these kings, God of heaven shall set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. Never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to another people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. And you go to Revelation, they're talking about them 12 tribes. See, but anyway, all right. Now, for as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God hath made known the king that shall come to pass hereafter. Oh, and the great God has made known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall come to pass hereafter. The dream is certain and the interpretation is thereof sure. Okay? All right. Let me see, where was I at before? Let's get back to these Romance languages. Let me go back and show y'all this divided kingdom. All right. The kingdom shall be divided. Let me see where it's at. All right, right here. 41. Book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 41. The kingdom shall be divided. Y'all see that? The kingdom shall be divided. All right, now let's go back over here to these Romance languages. As the kingdom divided, the language is divided too. All right. The Romance languages are a group of related languages. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Hold on. All right. Are a group of related languages that evolved from Vulgar Latin, primarily spoken in regions that were once part of the Roman Empire. Major languages in this family include Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, and Romanian. All right. Romance languages are primarily spoken in countries that were part of the Roman Empire. The major Romance languages include Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, and Romanian. Below is a breakdown of countries where these languages are predominantly spoken. But it don't matter, they mingle themselves with seed, okay, with the seed of people. But look at all these millions of people. See that? Now, this is why I have a problem with that 12 tribes chart. These, them pale people, their fathers, some of them is Spaniards. Because the slaves wasn't free to populate. They mingle themselves. That's why I have a problem with that 12 tribe chart. There's not enough scripture for me to grab hold of that. All right, but anyway, I'm not, that's just something, it ain't, I ain't gonna major in that, in the minors, but that's why I ain't rocking with that 12 tribes chart. I got to have more scripts than that. But yeah. But anyway, I'm just showing you the beast. All right, now, let me see here. Let me walk it back. I'm gathering. Okay, let's go back here. Show you some more identity what Roman stuff is at. It's all in Washington. There you go, some right there, right up under Lincoln resting on them. You wonder right after we got through helping Lincoln win the Civil War, he put our people in concentration camp and killed us all. His soldiers, he responsible for his soldiers. So I'm Lincoln, Slave Abraham Lincoln. None of them get no slack. Look, this is the back of a U.S. dime. And that's a god Mercury. See, paganism. But the Romans brought Christianity. That ain't all they brought. They brought lies, deception. Okay? Yeah. It ain't just USA. The European Union. Look, the European Union. All right. All right, let me move on. Let's move on. All right, now. Christian nationalist, commentator Joshua Haynes says slavery is not inherently evil. Okay, let's read some of this, and then we're going to go to the Bible. I hope that's good that they think, hey, that's good that they think slavery ain't inherently evil. Can y'all hear me? Check. Can y'all hear me? Okay, yeah, y'all can hear me. Okay. All right. Let me go back over here and read this. All right, now, far right commentator Joshua, let's see what he looked like. My first time hearing his name. Ex-pastor at Pete Hegseth Church called for public execution and said Bible backs ICE raid. I ain't going. Let me go back. I didn't find what I was looking for. Let me go back. All right, now. Let me see what this video is. It gonna show a video?
Do you agree with John MacArthur's statements when he says that slavery can be great if you have the right master?
I condemn all dehumanization and all objectification of people who are all made in the image of God. No person should be owned. It comes from the same belief that I have about abortion.
Paul says for slaves to obey your masters. Do you agree with that statement? I gave
what
you a
happens in the book of Philemon?
Hold on. You are very good at this. You keep moving the goalposts, okay?
How am I moving the goalposts? We're
claim
still
you
talking about
made
slavery.
was that the
I have
Bible does not
allowed you to go
condone
around
slavery.
and around about slavery.
I'm not going to.
Okay, who's the masters? Huh? Who's the masters? Think about it. So he pro-slavery. Okay, let's go into it then. Let's get into it then. It's good. See, they think they trolling us. It's good. They think slavery is good. I don't want to hear no lip when the Most High flipped the script. I don't want to hear no lip. Revelation 13:10. Don't want to hear no lip when it's their time to serve. We don't want to hear it. I'm glad y'all feel that way. Remember, hey, every idol, hey, you got to give a count. 13:10. All right. All right. This is talking about this beast, and I think I got the drawing. Hold on. Yeah, let me read this. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. I showed that picture earlier. And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. That's part of the Greek. In Daniel chapter 2, his feet like the feet of a bear. That's the Medes and the Persians. Daniel chapter 2. and his mouth like the mouth of the lion. That's Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom. The lion representing the kingdom of Babylon, Daniel chapter 2. See that? But it went from the Greek to it went from the Greek up to the Medes and Persians up to Babylon, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and his great authority. The dragon, Satan, y'all. And I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death. The beast that had to wound and was healed. One of his heads. And his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. Oh, y'all can't see that. I'm sorry. Revelation 13. All right. And all the world wondered after the beast. Everybody, they looking up to this Roman beast. They looking up to these Europeans. You understand? They following suit. Now the Most High is putting division, and people starting to fight him like Iran and you know. But yeah. And they worship the dragon. See, wandering after the beast, you are worshiping Satan. Why? Because he gave the beast, look, and the dragon gave the beast his power, his seat, and great authority. So if you follow behind this, you worshiping Satan. You are the devil. You are a devil's advocate. All right. And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, "Who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" And there was given unto him a mouth. There go that mouth of the lion. The Lion of Judah. Let me show y'all. Y'all don't probably know what I'm talking about. The Lion of Judah. Let me show it to you right here. The Lion of Yahudah refers to Yahusha in Revelation 5:5. He is described as having conquered and being able to open the scroll in the seven seal. See that? But Satan got a counterfeit with the mouth. Say he the lion. You know, the Vatican, the Pope and them talking about they speak for the Messiah. They speak in the word. Okay? I just want y'all to see that more clearly. Revelation 5:5. Okay? All right. Let me get back over here. Let me see, where was I at? Right here. All right. And there was given on him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. You got this false prophets out here. And power was given to him to continue 42 months, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. They lying. You see, just a simple fact. The Bible describes the angels in heaven, and they done whitewash the images. Think about that. They said their tabernacle is the tabernacle. Y'all see it now. All right. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. These are Israelites, the chosen people, and to overcome them, and power was given over. And look, and this is everybody else. And power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. All right. All right. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. See, you worshiping Satan. If you're worshiping Satan, guess what? You gonna speak and live and become an advocate for the devil. All right, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let them hear. He that leads into captivity shall go into captivity. Guess what? Y'all love slavery so much. That's where you're going. That's where your children going. That's where your seed going. Your bloodline going into captivity. We glad you white nationalist preachers love slavery so much. Justice. He that killeth with the sword, y'all love bloodshed. Guess what? He said you must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. We patiently waiting on judgment. We holler justice. We ain't getting no justice because we got the devil's judicial system full of his advocates and our adversaries running the earth. But we patiently waiting on y'all going into captivity and being slaughtered. Huh? Glad y'all love slavery so much. Let me see here. It's another one in Jeremiah, I think 16:19. Let me see it. Or is it Isaiah? Is it Isaiah 16:19? Here go another one. No, it's gonna be Isaiah, Jeremiah. All right. Now look at here. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face. We see, it look like these folks ain't getting no judgment at all. What's all these floods about? Why that sun scorching these folks? Huh? They getting judgment, but it look like they ain't getting enough. Just patiently wait. The Most High got a schedule. He got a plan. All right. He said, for mine eyes up on all their ways, they are not hid from my face. Neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. And first I will repay their iniquity and their sin to the double. Think about all the bloodshed these folks done caused upon the earth ever since this Roman beast took place. Think about all that bloodshed. I can't count that high. It's past billions if I had to estimate. Think about all the money and wealth they've stolen. That's iniquity too. Think about all the children that they ripped from their parents' arms. All the stolen labor that they done. All the sin and unrighteous that they propagated with these preachers and these Bible cemetery schools that the beast created. Think about all that. And think about they're going to get double. They going to get double. You said, well, how they going to get double? Think about it. When you in that lake of fire, there are different measures of judgment in the lake of fire. Everybody ain't going to get, everybody is not getting the same judgment in the lake of fire. Just like people in prison don't get the same sentences. Okay? You're gonna have plenty, you're gonna have eternity to pay that debt. And don't worry, we'll wait. Don't worry, we're gonna wait. You're gonna have all eternity to pay that debt. Because they have defiled my land. They're over there in the land right now. This is what they're doing over there in the Most High land. Look here. I'm just gonna type it up here. Let me see if it's in Jerusalem. Y'all see what I typed in there, right? Huh? Let me show you, let me tell you some more ways they done defile the land. Huh? Let me tell you some more ways they done defile the land. Y'all think this ain't, huh? Let me see. All right. Let me go over here. They have defiled my land. They're over there slaughtering those Palestinians. Over there shedding blood. Defiling the land. Another way they defile the land. Yeah, over there with this false gospel. This false religion over there humping a wall. Huh? The land is defiled. Who are you talking about? Okay? They have filled mine inheritance with carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. All right, let me keep going. Oh Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles got an affliction coming. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, In lies they trust. Vanity and in things where there is no profit. That wasn't what I was looking for, but it'll do. Let's see. This is the one I'm looking for here. Whose captives they were. Isaiah 14:2. This is the one I was looking for. And the people shall take them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them. We glad y'all like captivity. It's parallel with Revelation. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captive, whose captive they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. When did these people when did they go into captivity, and who are the oppressors they are ruling over that had them in captivity? Huh? Hey, let me go back to y'all comments. All right. See, this Bible is alive. Hey, don't sleep on the Bible now. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. That's what we're here for. We're going to sound the pound and tell you what's going down. All right, now. They love captivity so much. I had this up for yesterday. I had this up yesterday. I really ain't got to do it. Ain't got to put it up there. Let me see. Let me remove this. But they trust in captivity, right? I just showed you the video. There are more videos of these white nationalist preachers out there. Notice that they're talking about how they love how slavery good. They said slavery is good. Evil is good. They said slavery good. Okay? Let me give you some more slavery. And this is why they're going into captivity. They are maintaining the status quo of this fourth beast of Rome. Okay? We are at the feet of this empire, and the mountain, the most highest mountain, is headed toward that foot. All right? Now, let me show y'all this. Hold on. All right, now. All right, the Bible speaks strongly against unjust or dishonest scale. Yah commands complete honesty in all business, trade, and personal interaction, viewing cheating and unfair standards as detestable. See, there's a reason why we are not free. You have to go to the devil for some justice. Think about that, family. I know we don't see it that way. We have to be reminded. You have to go to the devil's advocates for justice. Talking about no justice, no peace. But you know what? I agree we should go to them folks and talk to them. Why? Moses went to Pharaoh and talked to him. See, I don't necessarily agree with going to him and talk, but don't forget, you are going to the devil's advocate to advocate for peace. The Most High love honesty in business, trade, and personal interaction, and they like lying, cheating, and stealing. That's how they come into power. Stealing, killing, murdering, and destroying. Okay? I think we should go and talk. The prophets went and talked. But don't be disappointed when they keep on doing what they're doing. All right, judges harsher on black people than white ones. That's why they said slavery good, cause that's why these white nationalists, these racists, devil said slavery good because it ain't affecting them yet. All right, we all know what it is because you got sentencing disparities and stuff. This is their system. They got their heaven right now. They done found their life right now. All right. Now look at this. America is dependent on slave labor. Look. He that leads into captivity is going into captivity. The rest of the Bible that came true. Y'all think this ain't coming? Look, America relies heavily on prison labor, with nearly 800,000 incarcerated individuals working, often under exploitative conditions for very low wages. This system is rooted in the 13th Amendment, which is a lie. Either you abolished slavery or you didn't. If your system was righteous and just, people shouldn't get out in debt. You got them in there working, they shouldn't get out and have to figure out where they're going to live. They shouldn't figure out where they're going to get their clothes from. They shouldn't figure out how they're going to pay child support and take care of their children. You got them in there working. You know they need money to live. See, that's them unjust scales, which lead right back to captivity. Somebody ain't got the Most High Spirit guiding them, they're going to go back to prison because that's what they want. All right? How many prisons have quotas? Prison quotas, it means that they are guaranteed a number of people in the prison. Let me read some of it. They say approximately 65% of, that's more than half, of private prisons. Private prisons are on the stock market. It's a bad investment if ain't nobody in the prison. Y'all think it's an accident that the food going up, the gas going up, the cost of living going up, the rent going up. Y'all think that's by accident? Huh? It was all right as long as it was affecting us. But Satan don't care. All right, now, approximately 65% of private prison contracts in the United States include occupancies guaranteed. How you going to guarantee somebody going to break the law and be in prison? That's why you see police pull up on us, escalating the crime, creating crime out of thin air. These Roman centurions, these legions. Because somebody got to be in prison and they don't want their children in there. But slavery is good as long as they are the masters. Require states to keep a certain percentage of prison beds filled. How can you call it the Department of Corrections when you have a conflict of interest to keep people in there? Often between 80 to 100%. Look, they got prison quotas that going to guarantee the prison going to stay full 80 to 100%. Okay? Who benefits from prison labor? Prison labor, see, y'all can go here. There's some stuff down here. Y'all double check everything. I always tell y'all, double check everything I put out. I don't care. If I got it wrong, tell me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Because I believe in balanced scales. I'm not going to put my hand on the scale. I'm going to put the truth on the scale. And the scale going to balance out with the truth. All right. The truth fears no investigation. Prison labor primarily benefits corporations and the government. See, they are advocating for injustice, which benefits Satan, as it provides them with low-cost labor, slave labor, for various industries, including food production and manufacturing. Y'all see what it says. I'm just showing you. Don't worry, they're gonna lead. They lead into captivity. Guess what? They gonna get there. They're gonna get there to the double, two times. Now look here. How many states depended on prison labor? All 49 states in the U.S. except Alaska operate some form of prison labor program. These programs, which vary in size and scope, with many states utilizing incarcerated individuals for various types of work. Alaska ain't really got a huge population. It's not really built up. But if they built it up, it would be Alaska too. They had Negroes out there killing grizzly bears, fighting grizzly bears. All right. Let me keep going. I don't need to be making this too long. What would happen in USA if prison labor ended? Ending prison labor in the U.S. could lead to significant economic shift. We already know that. They're going to be losing money. The government is going to lose money. Corporations going to lose money. As the current system generates billions in value for both public and private sectors. So, public and private sectors. Additionally, it may prompt a reevaluation of incarceration practices. What does that mean? Make crimes out of thin air? See, when the U.S. lost their slave labor, when they called themselves abolishing slavery, they just created crime out of thin air. They saw you walking around. That was a crime. They put you to work for free. They created crime out of thin air. Anything they didn't like, the excuse to incarcerate and get you back working for free. Convict leasing. All right, but it would be an economic downturn. Okay. You don't need me carrying on. Let me see. I'm going through all these tabs. I went over. Let me see. Yeah, let's go right here. Let's not get the OGs of slavery now. Now, let's not forget the OGs of slavery now. The paper bull for slavery. The paper bull, particularly Dum Diversas, 1452, and Romanus Pontifex, 1455, authorized the enslavement of Israelites. And facilitated the Portuguese slave trade by granting rights to conquer and subjugate Saracens or pagans. They call us pagans because, well, some of us were, because we didn't worship their pagan gods. Rome ain't nothing but paganism. What you think Sunday is about? But they call us pagans. These documents, see, they created crime out of thin air. These documents provide a religious justification for the colonial exploitation of enslavement of African peoples. I wonder why they didn't go to the white folks. Huh? They was pagans. Why they didn't go? I'm telling you, they were just to go after the Israelites. And that so-called Africans that they quote, Israel is in Northeast Africa, was Israelites. Why they bypassed all those other tribes and went and got the Israelites. But yeah, let me see where I'm at. Yeah, I've been going an hour. That's about long enough. Shalom. Read some of y'all comments. The abolishment of slavery went federal and has never ended since the foundation of this wicked nation. Right. That's why they're going into captivity, because they're leading into captivity. All right. Let me see. I'm going to wait for it to pop up. It's a few second delay. That's why they always lamenting slavery. Yeah, they want it back. Yeah, they want it back. They're going to get it. They're going to get their slavery back because they never had the opportunity to have us as their personal slave like the olden days. They react and fantasize about it, but can't have it. They ain't gonna get it. They gonna get it, but they gonna be the one putting in work. Yeah, they gonna be putting in some work. See, you got a segment of the population don't know what work is. I don't know, but me, I really don't want to deal with them. But if I had to, y'all gonna be getting this earth right. All this plastic y'all done put out here in the ocean, killing off the whales and stuff. Y'all gonna be out there getting that mess straight. All this polluting the ground and the water, y'all gonna be out here getting that straight. I don't know what the Most High gonna have y'all do, but it's gonna be 1,000-year peace. All this mess y'all done clean up out here, I don't know what you're gonna be doing. All these animals y'all killing, all this land y'all done, y'all gonna be out here planting trees, cutting down all the trees, and then talking about it's getting hotter. Huh? All these animals y'all killing off. All right, family. Shalom, remember to be holy, for he is holy.
About your goodness, Yahshua, and what you've done for me. Oh, I don't deserve anything you've done for me, and I don't deserve that you laid your life for me. Over and over, I let you down. Over and over, you stayed around. Unconditionally, you keep on loving me, loving me. That's why you are so holy. That's why you are holy. That's why you are holy. Oh yeah, you are holy. I'm calling you Yah the Mighty. You are Yah the Mighty. Heaven ain't going to heaven, ain't going to heaven. You better watch your mouth when you're talking about who it is you reppin'. There are crazy people who seduce you for your soul. Everything that glitters don't always turn to gold. Whoa. Sometimes it's hard to believe when you're going through it. Trying to give my very best, so I'm trying to keep the faith. I know you got my back, I don't have to worry. You don't ever sleep, 'cause you are holy. You are holy. You are holy. You are holy. And you're oh so Almighty. You are so holy.